Hi there. Today we're talking about 5 ways to get your health back on track when maybe you've been in a little bit of a health slump. Anyone need help? I'm Kelly Page, certified transformational health and nutrition coach. And man, I know we're a few months into this thing now, and I'm seeing people feel the effects of it in more ways than one. You may have started the pandemic strong, like eating well. You're like, I'm gonna stay healthy. I'm gonna do all the online exercise videos. You may have started off super strong. Or you might be laughing at me right now thinking, no, I didn't. I didn't do any of those things because I kept thinking, I'll do this once it's over. This is a really stressful time. I'll do this when things get better. Yeah, we're 5-6 months into this thing now. I'm sorry that things aren't better yet, and it's gonna be a little while. So that's why I wanna give you 5 fairly easy things that you can do right now to get yourself out of a health slump. Now, some people are overwhelmed because they don't know what to do to get out of this slump. They feel like they have to change everything. Like, I need a new diet. I need to know what to do every minute of the day. I've got to get it all perfect and do it all now. Well, that's super intimidating and not super realistic, right? To overhaul everything overnight. But I know there are some people like that out there. They're the cold turkey. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's do it. If so, have at it. Hope that's going well for you. But for the majority of us, it's these small incremental steps that add up to healthier living. So I want to go over these 5 steps. And they're small steps. They can be small steps. Don't think the step has to be this enormous overhaul of your diet, your mindset, your exercise program, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a giant overhaul, especially if you've just been Netflixing for the last 6 months. Because object in motion stays in motion. I say this all the time because I believe it. Once you start taking a little step, even if it's a little step, it's still a step towards your goal. And you know what else it is? It's a step away from what you were doing. The away from is really big because sometimes don't you just get into the rut? You're in a rut of like, oh my God, there's just too much to do. I can't think of myself. I have to do all these other things. But once you start to take the steps, you start to feel better, and then you're like, I'm not going back there. So don't beat yourself up for a little step. A little step is a step forward and a step beyond what you were doing. So let's talk about these 5 steps. Number 1, food, fuel. I'm not gonna give you a 75-point plan of the best food to eat. I'm gonna give you one tip. And that's eat food that looks like food. It's not sexy, I know, but it's the truth. When you're debating, what should I eat? And you're looking at the bag of whatever, and then you see an apple, eat food that looks like food. Not only is it going to fuel your body better, you're gonna digest it better, you're gonna get better vitamins, it's gonna be more nutritious for your body, you'll have more energy. Eat food that looks like food. Food that looks like it was just picked from nature, growing from the ground, a tree, roaming, whatever it is. The healthiest foods tend to not have a label. They tend to not have a list of 25 ingredients, half of which you can't pronounce. So eat food that looks like food. That's all I want you to do for your next step. Look for something fresh. Fresh came from nature recently. That's gonna be great fuel for your body. So that's number 1. You're gonna fuel your body, you're gonna fuel it with food that looks like food. Number 2, you are going to move your body. And move your body does not mean move the clicker on the remote. Move your body. If you are just used to sitting all day or laying down or just not moving from a very small radius in your house, I get it. You gotta move your body for a lot of reasons and not just the ones you think about. You might be starting to notice aches and pains in your bodies, little joint creaking and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's coming from it not using parts of your body. You gotta move around, you gotta have blood flow. That's what exercise is. You're moving blood flow to all parts of your body. It allows chemical reactions to happen easier in the body, and you start to form muscle when you exercise and move your body. And when you have more muscle in your body, you burn more fat. Another bonus, you exercise and you sleep better. There's so many different things. Not only that, it helps your mood. Science has shown when you move your body, it releases endorphins, which is a feel-good hormone, makes you happy. So you're gonna move for all of those reasons. And again, we're not talking about enormous steps unless you're one of those outliers who's like, yeah, ready to run a marathon, let's do it. Don't hurt yourself. Micro steps, just little tiny steps. If you have been not leaving your house for anything, there's still a ton of great videos online. YouTube has tons of free stuff, whether it's yoga, weights, dance. Do something you enjoy. If it's okay for you to get outside, take a walk. If you're going from 0 to something, try and get at least 20 minutes where your heart is elevated above when you can speak. So if you're speaking and you're a little winded, that means your heart is elevated. If you're speaking without any trouble, you might want to go a little faster on that walk. So move your body in some way, ideally a way that makes you happy, whether it's walking, hiking, gardening, cleaning. I know cleaning's not super fun, but it's a good twofer. So you're gonna eat well. Your next decision is going to be eating something that looks like food. You're going to move your body for a minimum of 20 minutes a day. Number 3, get quiet. Yeah, let's talk about the different forms of quiet. Watching TV isn't quiet. When I say quiet, I mean sitting quietly, breathing, connecting to yourself. When you do that, not only does that help settle your brain, not only does it quiet it down, but it allows you to connect more with yourself, which allows you to make decisions better. Now, this can be through breath, just breathing, long, slow breathing. They say even when you extend your exhale longer than your inhale, that will send a chemical messenger to your brain. We're okay, there's nothing to worry about here. It helps relax you. I'm a big fan of meditation. There's so many great guided meditations out there. Doing that just allows you to quiet, allows you to connect. Because I know when we're anxious and stressed and there's so much going on, we're up here, we're like, oh, what do I do? And it's hard to make decisions from that place. A, because you can't even think straight, and B, because you're not connected to yourself. You don't know the answer because you're just putting out fires. So when you take time to get quiet, and even if it's just 5 minutes a day of breathing, closing your eyes, just even putting your hand on your body, watching your chest rise and fall, that connects you to yourself again. That helps you remember what's important. And it will help you make decisions better. You can react from a different place, from a place of, oh, this is what's right, versus, I don't know, this is all coming at me. So try and take a few minutes to get quiet. That's gonna help you make better decisions on your food, because you're like, oh, I'm not actually really hungry. I'm just anxious and I want something to do, and food is going to be the only thing that's comforting me right now. Just good to know that. And when you get quiet, you can see your reactions to things. You can see how you're responding. You may not always like the response you're doing, so it'll give you an opportunity to change that response. Okay, put good food in your body, food that looks like food, and move your body. Get quiet. Get quiet, and that's going to make all the rest of these easier. Number 4, be kind. You got to be kind to yourself. If you've been running around trying to make everything happen, from the homeschooling to the hubs to yourself to your job, you got to be kind. I'm sure there's all these things you're thinking in your head, like, I should be doing this and I should be doing that, and I can't do this and I can't do that. Be kind to yourself. It is a hard time. It's really hard. But what is a small next step you can do for yourself? First thing you can do is be kind. Say, wow, this is a lot for me right now. I'm having a really hard time and I'm just gonna go breathe, or I'm gonna go eat an apple, or I'm gonna move my body. You're gonna do one of these healthy things, and it's gonna lift everything up. When you start doing one thing, it wants to lift the other things out. And if you're eating good food, you wanna move your body. You're gonna wanna get quiet. You're gonna wanna connect. And you're gonna wanna be kind to yourself, I certainly hope. Be as kind to yourself as you are to the people around you who you're likely helping. Which brings me to the second part of be kind. Be kind to others. We're having a hard time, but we have to remember that others are having a hard time too. And everyone is dealing with this differently. And sometimes, if you're like me, you're wishing other people are dealing with it like you deal with it. You're wishing they would act differently. And then that brings you further anxiety. So do what you can to be kind to yourself as well as others. Everyone is doing the best they can, and yeah, sometimes we wish it were better, but we're doing what we can. And people tend to respond better to kindness than to anger, right? Have you ever had anyone come at you like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that? And that reaction is like, whoa, versus, wow, I see you're struggling. Is there anything I could do to help? Like, oh, thank you for understanding and for hearing. It just feels different. So bring the kindness to yourself. Bring the kindness to the people around you, especially. That's gonna go a long way in helping. So you're fueling your body with the best food that you can, food that looks like food. You're moving your body. You're taking time to get quiet so you can connect within, so you can make better decisions. You can know what you want. You can know your values. Number 4, you're being kind to yourself during all of this. If you make a decision, you're like, I didn't want to do that. Be kind, and then the next decision, next best decision is yours. Be kind to the people around you. And number 5, if you're really trying to get your health restarted, jump-started, get out of a rut, get an accountability partner. Get someone who can help you and be like, okay, every morning, 7 a.m., we're going for a walk, or let's both do this exercise video at the same time. We'll report back at the end of the day, or let's try this healthy recipe. When you have support like that, it's not all on you, and you can just be like, oh, whatever, I'm not going to do it. No one's going to care. Grab a friend, a virtual friend, a spouse, a child, a sibling, someone that might want to share this with you, and that can make such a difference. And as a health coach, that is what I do as well. I offer accountability for my one-on-one coaching clients. I work with them and go in depth on everything from diet, what we're eating, to how we're reacting and why we're choosing those foods and why we can't make change and how to do it and how to be productive. So if you need further accountability, I will include a link with more information on how you can work with me. In the interim, I hope you try and practice these 5 ways to get yourself out of a health slump. I hope you stay healthy. Be well. Bye.